Look, guys, whether you're looking to move to Albuquerque or the East Mountains, if you aren't watching this video, you are completely lost, and so am I, because I'm up here as far as you can see, up in the East Mountains, shooting a couple of other videos for our YouTube channel. And as I was up here, I got to thinking, man, we should really talk about the top 3 areas we would not move to personally, just because of a few things we started noticing, and we want to make sure that you guys are aware of it. All things considered, we are on a positive note, and we want to pass it along to you guys so you make a better decision before you move down here. So grab your pen and your pad, and let's get into today's video. All right, now, why should you not move up here? And it's pretty obvious, right? If you're going to be up in the mountains, you're going to have some inclement weather. They get tons of snow up here. And literally right now, there's no snow on the ground, but it was snowing yesterday, believe it or not. The only reason why they're still not on the ground is because it's sunny, it's a nice day, and most of the snow has already melted. But of course, the more closer you get to Sandia Park and the crest, you are going to definitely see some snow. I actually think it was snowing just recently up there, and it's been snowing all day. So anybody up at the crest right now is just having a ton of fun, enjoying all the snow. But really, a lot of people are not moving up here because of that, because it is a lot of labor and it's a lot of work. When they don't come and plow your road, you're going to be out there getting yourself out of your own driveway, getting yourself out of the neighborhood. Sometimes they close the highways so you can't even get into the city. So it's a lot that goes into living here, and it could jeopardize a lot of stuff. I used to know a lot of people that lived up here that would work in the city, and sometimes they would have to sleep in the city and wait for them to open up the freeways again just so they can get back home the next day. Because all things considering, they would stay in a hotel and really stay right next to work. But outside of that, guys, for the most part, up here it's pretty chill, it's pretty quiet. The only reason why you're hearing cars, if you can hear them, is because it's during the middle of the day. You know, this is essentially a highway. It's a way for people to get to and from even Santa Fe. I believe you can get to Santa Fe from this back way. So keep in mind that there's always going to be people traveling through this road. If you live close to the main road, you're always going to have that road noise. But outside of that, it's going to be pretty quiet. I can just imagine how quiet it gets around here around nighttime. All right, now, if you are like me, you're an extroverted, introverted kind of person, you're going to enjoy living up here, because during the work hours, you're going to get all the socializing you need in the city. And then once work is done and you don't need to conversate with human beings, you get to come home up here in the East Mountains and enjoy the simplicity, the quietness, nothing really going on. You can see animals roaming through your yard. I'm assuming that, right? Because I don't live up here, but I've had people tell me that they've seen deer in their yard, they've seen animals come through. It's pretty cool. I haven't heard of anybody really see a bear up here, although there is. So another reason why you probably shouldn't move up here, if you are afraid of bears or animals and you're just not aware of your surroundings, then we might want to keep you in the city. But other than that, guys, there's no rivers up here, but there is tons of trails. Your backyard is probably just going to be a trail that you can walk up to, because the majority of the houses up here sit on pretty big pieces of land. So keep that in mind, that you are going to have more work to do even when it's not snowing up here and you're plowing your front yard. So you're going to need to invest in some good heavy equipment to keep up with the yard maintenance. So if you do enjoy the luxury of, hey, having your socializing during the work hours and wanting to get away after work, and that balance is just perfect for you, and you don't mind driving 45 minutes, maybe 30 minutes every day, the East Mountains might be a place for you. My next part is going to be the Southwest Heights. Now, really going into detail on why I would choose not to live there is because, number one, it's the most affordable side of town, right? So that is a good thing. But with that, it's the most heavily suburban kind of master plan field, and there's not a whole lot going out there. Now, they do have Las Estancias, which is their newest shopping center, and they got a movie theater, Dion's, Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, and all that stuff going on there. And they are recently just putting up a Dutch Bros there. So that family that lived on that corner for years and generations is finally starting to sell more pieces of their land to bring more amenities to that side. And they also have a Press Urgent Care in that neighborhood too. Now, personally, if you don't enjoy having that cookie cutter home, or you don't enjoy having those older homes like in Westgate, then the Southwest Heights isn't going to be an area for you. If you are looking for something a little bit more newer, a little bit more modern, yes, they do have the D.R. Horton Aspire community up there, but that is only one community versus the other hundreds of communities that are up there. And with it being super affordable, more people are starting to move that way, and it is a super intense and competitive market, believe it or not. Anytime I list a home up there, and primarily that's the market that I sell in a lot because I grew up in the area, so a lot of my friends and families that are buying and selling homes are starting to do that in that area, and those homes just go super fast because, again, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. So really why I want to live up there is for the master plan feel, and there's nothing really going on out there, and there's tons of dirt. A couple things you can expect, right? I don't want to sound like I'm being a little negative out there, but if you are moving up there, the average price home is right around the 200s, and it goes up from there. The newer homes are priced in the low to mid 300s. So again, very affordable, all things considering. The other sides of town are close to the 400s and up in those newer price communities. And plus, if you are looking for a great school, Trisco Heritage Academy, not only because I graduated from there, but it is a very college focused school. When I went there, my parents personally met with the principal because of course they were doing everything to get me out of trouble. Yes, I was a young troublemaker back in the days, but now in these days I do everything I can to stay out of it. But backtracking to that story, my parents had a conversation with the principal, and the principal let them know that we are a super white collar college prep school. We want to make sure that these kids are ready for college, and we really gear them as far as making a decision right away as what they want to fall into. I was in the Health and Science Academy, of course, right? Why wouldn't I be? I wanted to lift, I wanted to eat healthy, and I just wanted to care about myself a little bit more. That way I can look good for the ladies. Don't tell my wife that, because I don't know if that's what kind of caught her eye back in high school, but really, we're going to say it was just for her. But really, guys, that high school is super awesome. According to niche.com, it's ranked up there in the A's. So whatever that means, it probably means that it's good. So if you are thinking about sending kiddo to that school, you are going to be just fine. And I vouch for the teachers there because they work and live within those communities, and they take a great sense of pride in doing so. Now, keep in mind that this side of town is far out from any kind of freeway access, so you are going to be driving through a lot of residentials, and getting to work can get a little hectic sometimes because there is no real way to make it a lot faster unless you're traveling through Rio Bravo and then hitting that freeway, or going down to Unser and then hitting the freeway from there. But really, guys, just keep in mind that you're going to want to add an extra 20 to 15 minutes to your drive if you are living on that side of town. Look, guys, if you guys have been enjoying this video, I just want to say thank you so much for stopping by the Living in Albuquerque channel. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Eli. Do yourself a huge favor and hit that subscribe and notification bell down at the bottom. That way you guys never miss out on any videos, because I am dropping videos every week talking about what great little towns like this and our great city of Albuquerque has to offer. Now, aside from doing these videos, guys, I am also a licensed broker here in the state of New Mexico, and as much as I love doing these videos, I would love to help you out with your real estate needs. So that number popping up on the screen here, right, is my direct line, and I love to hop on a quick call with you guys to really talk about what the next steps are, what areas you're looking into, and equip you with so much knowledge that you're going to be able to make that decision to move down here to Albuquerque a lot easier. So enough of me blabbering off. Let's get right back into the video. All right, so a couple things here, guys, right? If you're like me and you don't enjoy people telling you what to do with your property, you don't like being out there every Saturday pulling and cutting weeds and doing all this stuff because your allergies act up, then you're not going to like to live in Ventana Ranch, because their HOAs are a little bit more strict and their neighborhoods are super well taken care of and clean that you almost feel bad if you let a weed grow more than 2 inches. Now, all jokes aside, guys, this neighborhood is awesome in that regard, that it really does take pride and it really does take a lot of care in where they're living. And you are going to pay for that, right? They do have HOA fees all around the place, and they vary, right? $20 a month, $70 a month. I think I've seen the latest one. Walkability in this neighborhood is super awesome. It's still way out there. It's still super master plan. It's still super cookie cutter, that you're really not going to have any super unique properties. And then you are going to be, pretty much rubbing elbows with your neighbor. But if you're cool with that, you don't mind it, this is going to be a perfect area for you, because they, again, take super pride in living in this area, and everybody takes care of their home and their neighborhoods very well. All right, now, of course, I let you guys know what to expect just a little bit. With the HOAs coming through and telling you what to do with your property, if I want to go out there and make my property look like a duck, Edward Scissorhands that thing, then I want to do it. But I'm not going to be able to do it in Ventana Ranch. And if you have similar plans, sorry to kill it for you guys, but you're probably going to want to think about moving somewhere else. But if you don't mind that, right, paying in that little HOA fee to make sure that they keep the neighborhood nice and clean, that this is going to be an area for you. Now, we just recently sold a home in that area for around $290,000 to a client of ours, first-time home buyer, right, 1,400 square foot home. Regular home, nothing really too crazy going on with it. But to be honest with you guys, the average home sale price in this area goes about double that. You're almost creeping into the 400s on the average when you're looking in Ventana Ranch. Now, you do have some variations of homes, although that it is master planned, because you are always going to have the super dependent Southwest style adobe home, and then you're also going to have kind of like that ranch style home that is super popular out there, right? You're going to have tile roofs and all that stuff, and then you're also going to have regular shingled roofs. This is the epitome of the suburban America, because when you drive through here, it looks like you're not even in Kansas anymore or New Mexico. It really looks like you're in a different state, just because of how well the neighborhoods are taken care of, and everybody just takes a super big pride in living in Ventana Ranch. It's like almost like wearing a gold necklace. When you tell people, yeah, I live in Ventana Ranch, you pretty much have to have your pinky up every time you say that. But all jokes aside, guys, I love that area. It's a super great area for anybody that is, planning on moving to an area that's not, going to be growing anytime soon a whole lot. There is some more building going on closer towards the west side, closer towards Rio Rancho, kind of like in that McMahon area. But really in the heart of Ventana Ranch, you're really not seeing a whole lot of growth going on. And if there is, they're going to just put more homes, not a whole lot of like commercial buildings, stores, and all that stuff. That is going to be everything closer to Paseo and Coors. Now, Volcano Vista is the school that you're going to be looking to in this area. And I got to be honest with you guys, just because our editor, Adam, graduated from this school. And that school, when I was looking it up, I was super surprised that it ranks super high all across the United States. And a lot of people actually send their kiddos just because of the academics that they have there and how close they are, building that sense of urgency to get to college right after high school and making sure those kids are well prepped. I mean, the school looks like a college campus, to be honest with you guys. It got this massive football field, this big center mass of a building, and their middle school is literally across the street. So if you got a kiddo that goes to the middle school across the street, it's going to be very convenient for you to pick up both of them, or have the bigger kid pick up the younger one on their way home to make sure that they get home and stay out of trouble. All right, guys, I think I've blabbered off enough, giving you guys a bunch of context on why I'm not moving to any one of these areas. But with all things considered, guys, there's not a whole lot of negativity that I just put out there. It's just a couple of things to think about if you are moving to any one of these areas. But if you really want me to elaborate more and you want to go into depth on, the East Mountains, Ventana Ranch, the Southwest Heights, the South Valley, the northeast side of Albuquerque, any one of these areas at that number popping up on the screen is my direct line, and I love to get on that quick video call with you guys to make sure that you're making all the right moves and all the right decisions before you head down to Albuquerque. But enough for me, guys. I'm going to head home. The clouds are getting darker. It is freezing cold out here. My hands are starting to hurt, and I'm super thirsty. So you guys enjoy your weekend. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace.
Yeah, oh my Lord, watch me sway. Darkness falls and we all pray.